Hey, and welcome to my channel. So happy that you're here. So I am Tania Dee. I'm a nutritionist. I am a hormone coach. I help women over 40 thrive. If you have been dealing with any of the symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, then you're in the right place. So I am a 51-year-old mom of four. I'm also a grandmother of one, and I really want to bring this channel to you and just really help you thrive in this season of life. Whether you still have some younger kids or whether you're an empty nester, I hope you'll join me and on this amazing adventure of different health tips that I'm going to bring to you on a regular basis, as well as healthy lifestyle tips as well, healthy eating, perhaps some great recipes as well that I want to share with you. So yeah, I just really want to share my knowledge. All right, so a little bit about my background in nutrition. So I started studying nutrition back in my early 20s. I had my two kids. My first one I had when I was 22. My second one I had when I was 24. And I really wasn't feeling really great after my first child. I had some really bad, severe acne, some rosacea started up at that time as well. And I just wasn't feeling the energy that I should be in my 20s, right? So I really need to find some help. And I went to my regular doctor, my regular allopathic doctor, and they really didn't have a lot of answers for me. I did all the testing, blood tests, you name it. It all came back looking fine. So I was a little frustrated at the time, and I'd heard about this homeopath in my town that he was really, really good. So, I said, you know what? I have this ongoing issue. I really need some support with it. I really can't live like this anymore. So I decided to go, and I made an appointment with him. And he asked me my symptoms, what I was experiencing, and he recommended a remedy for me. And within a week, my symptoms were gone with that one particular thing. So I was just kind of flabbergasted at how I went to my regular allopathic doctor. They had no answers for me. Nothing was showing up on tests. And that's when the light bulb went on for me in my head, that I'm thinking, you know what, there is something to this, let me put my tea down, this natural stuff. So that's when my journey into natural health began, back in my early 20s. So I did a lot of different reading. I started getting books, all the books that I could find. Of course, back then in the early 90s, there was no internet at the time. So I had to grab all of the books that I could, go to libraries, order books, whatever I could get my hands on. So I started doing a lot of reading and started implementing some of these things for my own health. And I noticed a huge difference with how I was feeling and, my energy levels. And I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, there is so much to learn, and I just want to learn it all. And so I started to inquire about a course. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to learn, I'm going to study this thing. I'm going to learn all that I can so I can help other people who maybe were in the same situation as me and maybe couldn't find answers and maybe really didn't know to look to alternative health for the answers, right? So I found a nutrition school. So I am a holistic nutritionist. I'm also a functional nutritionist as well. So I do use and utilize some testing if need be, but that is not the first place that I start when I work with someone. So anyway, I started studying, went through the program. I studied for 5 years. So I have a bachelor's degree and went on to study some more and almost got my master's degree, and then I actually separated from my ex-husband, so I wasn't able to finish that. I think I'm like two or three credits short of my master's in nutrition. Anyway, I might do that again one day if I have some extra time. Just been so busy with all my 4 kids and grandchild and everything else. I haven't had time, hasn't been a top priority for me, but I still, of course, do ongoing education in my practice. Really, really important for me to be constantly educating myself. It's not really, a chore for me to want to educate myself on this. I love it so much. I believe in it with all my heart that the body can heal itself if given the chance. And I want to make sure that I spread the word to everybody. And so I healed a lot of the things that I had. After I got my diploma, I opened my own practice. I did some personal training back in the day as well with that. So I focused on women's health for a number of years. And then when I started hitting my 40s, so maybe 43, I started getting some symptoms, some perimenopausal symptoms. Started getting some hot flashes. I started gaining weight pretty quick. And I had eaten pretty clean up until then. I thought for my body it was fine at the time. I wasn't eating white flour. I wasn't eating a lot of white sugar. Was doing all of the good things. But what serves us in our 20s and 30s might not serve us in our 40s and beyond. So we need to make shifts as we go on in time. And that's one of the things I knew would come. I just didn't know when, and I needed to make some of those shifts as well during that time. So I started to just tweak things a little bit, tweak things in my diet. So I started eliminating certain foods. I started adding some other foods into my program, and really got laser focused in the hormone niche, I guess you could say. I really wanted to help women who are going through this type of like perimenopausal symptoms, mood swings, hot flashes, night sweats, just feeling awful in their skin. Maybe their periods were all over the place. Maybe they had some cysts on their ovaries. Maybe they had fibroids. Maybe they had cysts in their breasts. All of those things can be really helped with the proper diet, the proper supplements to balance out hormones naturally. And I really feel that should be the first place that you start before you get into taking any hormone replacement therapy. I think there is a time and a place for hormone replacement therapy, but I don't think it's the first thing that someone should do, just because there's so many amazing, beneficial, healing foods and tools that we can use in order to heal our bodies naturally without moving quickly to hormone replacement therapy. That doing that prematurely can actually cause more problems than anything. So I think it's important that we look at some tools that we could use. All right. So one of the things that I highly recommend is that we relook at what we are doing every single day. So what kind of exercises are you doing? Are you doing any exercise at all? Are you doing the same exercise that you did in your 20s and 30s? Are you doing it now in your 40s and beyond? Is it high intensity cardio? Is it high intensity weight training? Are you lifting too heavy? Are you not taking enough time for yourself to relax the body and get into your parasympathetic nervous system? Really, really important to be reevaluating what you are doing now in your health program and maybe tweaking things a little bit, okay? So in terms of working out, we want to be really focusing on relaxing the body, really taking time to do some mindfulness, do some yoga. I love yoga. I absolutely started loving yoga probably about 6 years ago. Started implementing it into my program, noticed a huge bunch of benefits to this, and I am a big advocate of doing yoga. It really gets you into the parasympathetic nervous system, and really, really important for getting us back into that relaxing mode, that relaxed state that we want to be in when we are going through perimenopause. Because if your cortisol levels are up, you're feeling the stress just from everyday life, then we need to be bringing that back down whenever we can, okay? If not staying there on a long-term basis. As well as we want to be making sure that we're not doing high intensity cardio, okay? So it's okay to do a 30-minute hit, get some short bursts in there of a little bit of cardio, but also doing some weight training, which is going to be really, really beneficial for making sure that we have the weight-bearing activity so that we don't lose muscle. Because over time, after we hit a certain age, our muscle mass goes down. It starts to go down, so we want to be making sure that we are you doing those weight-bearing activities. Walking is great. Using some free weights is great. Using some bands is also really recommended as well. And doing less cardio. And I know, all you cardio lovers out there, I am not one of them. I am not a huge lover of cardio, never was. And when I stumbled across this, that, you know what, cardio isn't always the best thing for losing weight after 40, I was like, yeah, I am there. I am so happy I don't have to do all this cardio anymore to actually get results. Okay, and we need to focus on the food. We need to focus on what we're eating, what we're eliminating, and really taking it down a couple notches when it comes to our workouts, right? So looking at it as like a holistic perspective and really making tweaks to every single part of our life will really add up to a huge result in terms of lowering your symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. If you have been experiencing any perimenopause, menopausal symptoms, let me know. Put your hand up, drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear. So this was the case for me. I think I gained like 25 pounds really quickly. And my appetite was ravenous. My leptin levels, my ghrelin levels were not in sync. And I just, all of a sudden overnight, this food wasn't working for me anymore. So yeah, I just switched things up and I noticed a huge difference. I dropped the pounds really quickly. I dropped 25 pounds really quite quickly over 4 months. I did it slowly, like it wasn't quick, but it was quick enough for me. And by just switching a few things in my diet. Yeah. So I do have an amazing hormone tool kit that is completely free to you. You're more than welcome to download. I'll put it down in the show notes and you can take a look at it and see, implement some of those things into your program and start to really work at that slowly, right? Because I know sometimes change can be hard for people. Once we get into a program and we think, oh, this has been working really great, I'm good with this. But once we get past that 40, 43, 45 for sure, you're going to start to notice the differences and then you're going to have to do some tweaking and some changing so that you can still feel good in your skin. You can still do the activities you want to do and you still will feel like you are healthy, right? Because that's what we want at the end of the day. We want to feel good. We want to look good too, right? And just by implementing all of these things is going to really help you a lot. So I'm super excited to be here and I'll be dropping lots of information, lots of hormonal information, lots of healthy living lifestyle for plus 40 women. So I'd love to hear from you. If you're seeing this for the first time, let me know, say hello in the comments and let me know some ideas that you have. If you have any ideas that you want me to talk about, maybe you have a question, I can do maybe FAQ sessions as well. You can let me know. You can drop it down in the comments. You can find me over on Instagram at I'm Tania Dee, and I'd be happy to connect with you there as well. So I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye for now.